Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy LT the Sage coming to you with another video. And are you not entertained with the information that you got coming from that live letter last night? Now, I had to take a little bit of a nap. I was up pretty late, was able to, throw out, one or two videos where we are going to be hammering down on some details for you guys here on Sage Network. And you already know we're going to be getting into some fine details. So I want you guys to sit back, relax. This one's going to be specifically me going into some of those, the job action trailer in depth, kind of reviewing what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing, especially from some of those tasty Sage and Reaper classes. So if you like those breakdowns, kind of looking at everything specifically, yo, here we go. All right, y'all. So we're going to be getting into some of these live action. Just don't mind the headphones, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna put no music on here, just to be on the safe side. I'll put some music in the background, and really cool chessboard kind of feel to it. And I love it. It has all of the classes, all of the jobs on there. Maybe a shoji board. Now I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw this, I was like, "Dang, my man, what is this?" I feel like this isn't an actual ability or attack. I feel like this is just some type of new limit break 3. It looks like maybe, but man, this first I was like, what they giving, what they about to do? But a couple of these classes, I'm not too, I'm not too keen on. So I'm not gonna go too crazy on going through some of the information. Dragoon looks absolutely sick. It's absolutely sick. Now, a couple of the changes they gave the Dragoon, what I want to make sure I hammer home, because on Sage Network, I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to write down everything specifically for you, because that's not how I do things. Okay. If you want more detailed, Mr. Happy, Work the Game, a couple of those other, Epos Vox, a couple of the other guys are going to be really going to be hammering down on details. I'm not here to give you details. Okay. I'm here to give you what I see with my sage eyes. And right now, one of the things they really wanted to hammer home with a lot of these jobs is functionality, and pretty much just overall great life changes. You saw those twin dragons shooting out from the Dragoon. Now we're going to go back to that real quick just to show you right here, that this attack right here, and we're going to go slow it down, and we can do that here. Hold on. Playback speed. Let's go 0.5. All right. This is the attack. So this looks like a follow-up. Boom. Look at that. Eesh. That looks sick. That double dragon, red, blue dragon. And it looks like the gauges are a little different. Blood of the Dragon is something that's intrinsic. Looks like it's an intrinsic trait. No longer will you have to pop that before you start fighting, etc. So these gauges look like they're went from blue to red. So it looks like we will be getting some new gauge action on the Dragoon. But just to give you a quality of life, QOL is what this is about. Jobs all over the place getting QOLs. A lot of places getting additional effects, getting additional actions on top of continuing like combos and stuff like that for a lot of these jobs. And you'll see that when we go over these trailers. But crazy, 3 words that come to mind is speed, efficiency, and mobility. Those are the 3 things. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Speed, efficiency, and mobility. With the recast timers kind of going from 60 to 120. And not a lot of these varying different recast timers for your main cooldowns. Combat for a lot of these jobs are going to be sped up, so it's going to be faster. Combos, your main combo and your main combo enhancements are going to come a lot quicker. Okay. And so with that being said, I think that they're really looking for a more action. I know this is going to trigger some people. Action RPG feel. when it comes to Final Fantasy 14 Online. And I like the sounds of it. Now, of course, there's going to be different things for different jobs. I know Black Mage is one of those jobs where you're not going to get a lot of those quick actions. 60, they're going to have different recast timers because of the nature of their class and how they function, ley lines, etc. But for most of these classes, they're really trying to adhere to that 60-120 to give you a set rotation that you have your 60-second rotation, and then you're going to also have your 120-second rotation, which is probably going to be more in line with bigger buffs. So this is crazy. We're going to keep it playing. Oh, pulled it up too much. And so that was crazy. That was crazy right there. Go ahead and put the playback speed on more on now. Warrior. Okay, so now you guys know that I'm a big tank guy. Gunbreaker is one of my main tanks. And it looks like what I want to talk about real quick, and I'm gonna put the player speed on too, just to give us some time while it's going on. Tanks all getting a mobility change. So all of their gap closers, 20 ohms now, not 50. I think it was originally 15, 20 ohms. Okay, so you're going to be able to gap close a lot farther, a lot more mobility to get back into the fight. And then on top of that, all of the mobility gap closers do not take away from their respective job gauges. So this one is real crazy. I know Warriors, a lot of people was upset about how the I can't think of the name, but the gap closer for them would take away from gauge. And if you see right here, you're going to see right here on this Warrior, you're going to see a huge inner release finisher, spin slash down. Whoo, impactful. Seems now, again, I haven't had it in my hands, but super wavy. That's weighty, weight T. And then here, Red Mage. Now it's crazy because right now my mains are Machinist, Gunbreaker, Red Mage. I've been messing with Red Mage a little bit because I wanted to get one of each class. So again, a physical DPS, a melee DPS, range physical DPS, a one tank, one healer. I want to have one of each for the respective class types. And so Red Mage is one of those jobs that I just, man, it calls to me, okay? Because I love lightning. You already know lightning effects in video games is where I'm at. So shoom, now we get this our close range melee spinner here, just showing you that it's still on. And looks like the gauge, you're gonna be able to enact your white chakras and your dark chakras or black chakras, wherever you want to call it. That ability looked crazy. That made me go, okay, we got the lightning in, and looks like you're gonna be able to perform your sword combos with less gauge, which is crazy. Yep, got the 3 holy. There goes that's a scorch, right? And then there was a new attack that looks like an additional actions. But what I want to kind of really touch on, I want to show you guys this on the Red Mage. So let's go ahead and play it real quick. I want to show you something. You see the gauge, probably use the ability to get that doubled up. And then of course we get this one, and I want to show you when he comes back here, he's gonna actually pop an ability. And we were told right here, boom, right there, that is been confirmed as a party-wide defensive buff. Okay, so not only is Red Mage getting a party-wide defensive buff, it looks like in the upcoming expansion, they also are with their double cast mechanic, they are basically raise bots. Basically, that's what we do as Red Mages. We are able to raise different people, especially healers, while continually to deal damage. We're able to raise healers in crucial situations and circumstances, and then that's just how it goes. But more utility is being added to this class. It's crazy. More utility. So that is going to be crazy. You got a couple of Red Mages in your group. It's going to be hard for you to lose. Again, that ability right there has me excited because that looks sick, looks serious, looks like a lightning ability. huge lightning ability, and it's what I've been missing from some of the other classes. I haven't really been able to spot, you know, electricity, not really a lot, but this really gets close to it with other elements that I like, with that holy and that scorch abilities. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move forward though. And the next one is Scholar. We're not gonna spend too much time on Scholar because I don't know too much. I just started playing. I literally just started playing Scholar. So I have an idea of some of the abilities, but I wasn't too keen on what was going on. Based on what I've seen in the community, I should say, is that Scholar was super underwhelming, but we'll see how important having a raid wide speed buff is going to be, because that's exactly what this is going to be right there. You see the Scholar, she popped something, she was able to move a lot faster in that situation. We don't know how long that's going to be given. We don't know what we don't know. Okay, so Dark Knight. Now this is one of my first ever tanks. So I started with Dark Knight and then got into Gunbreaker afterwards. But wait, we gotta pass it. Salted Earth. Salted Earth is a point and click on your position ability. Hallelujah. For all of my controller players out there, you know just how important this is for your for us. And this is big because I've been having some huge issues getting Salted Earth to be placed at the proper place. I don't know what they changed. I remember before I was able to do it pretty well, but lately the Salted Earth just trying to bring the cursor closer to me, because usually 99% of the time you're trying to put it on, you're putting it at your feet. So this is just a quality of life change. This is what I'm talking about, those quality of life, efficiency, quality of life changes for some of these classes. This is a big one, and I'm definitely interested to see how this works. Okay, we got some slashes, we got some up. Okay, we got the green. It's a green icon. Okay, and then one of the things is the dark. This isn't Darkest Night, so I want to go ahead and go back to that real quick. So you know that our Dark Knights love to put the Blackest Night or the Darkest Night up there, and then let's go ahead and slow it down real quick. Play. Okay, Salted Earth. So Salted Earth also creates a secondary combo, new action. So Salted Earth is maybe my thought process is that Salted Earth will, if you take damage while you're in Salted Earth, it gives you the ability to provide a buff shield to another party member, because that looked new. Those little darkness bubbles from the ground, that looked super new. And then the Darkest Night placed it, the Blackest Night on, and no, it still looks amazing, man. Dark Knight still looks amazing. I love the emo, and then you got your little buddy right next to you, and it looks like a lot of the abilities and attacks now synchronize with you, so they're going to be a lot more it looks like there's going to be an almost longer gap time here, but also looks like the damage is going to be a little bit higher. And then the finisher, you can do the finisher combo with them, where before you weren't exactly able to do the finisher combo. So Dancer, I'm gonna be completely and utterly honest with you guys. I have no idea what's going on here with Dancer. I haven't got into Dancer role yet. I heard it's a really strong job in Shadowbringers. Be able to buff party members and doing decent damage from a distance. Also getting those dance partners set up. So that's good. That's amazing. But I don't know what's happening here. So I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next person, and that's gonna be Machinist. Now I know a lot about Machinist. It was my main job throughout Shadowbringers. So Machinist was my main. So let's go ahead and touch into Machinist to see what happens. And bio, so basically flamethrower, basically it's the same. Okay, so basically the class, nothing's really looked like changes. The heat gauge, as well as that heat gauge and overheat where as well as the battery gauge, everything looks the same. All of the abilities still look beautiful, and it was already a pretty flashy. And there goes the new ability. And I saw, I don't know who it was, but someone already pretty much predicted this was the next step, right? And that is the chainsaw. So if you go look, that's a easy right here. The chainsaw ability. Look at that. Gives you those hot metal sparks coming off once you hit them. Now, I don't know if this is an AoE, if this is a single target, but if anything is to say, it's probably going to be a single target ability, a la hook shot. And then, okay, and then this is our favorite damage window. And because of, and you know what, with Machinist, your ping and everything else is such a big proponent. Since I'm lucky enough and blessed enough to have decent internet, I'm able to get a lot of those abilities off. So I feel so powerful when I'm in that, in my little combos. He clicked it early, but this, okay, that's just another AoE show. That I don't know what that was. So if you look here, he clicks this off. Okay, let's slow down. He uses that. That's an AoE spender. And then he does something right there kind of with his battery gauge. So so it may be a Digimon. I might have we might have a Digimon Digivice on our arms, a watch, yokai watch. But it looks like he's giving the battery gauge pop boof. And then, okay, there goes drill. We already know. And that is the basically the fire punch, boom, finisher. And so we're going to get more damage from our robot. So that's amazing. And here goes Gunbreaker. They were giving me all of my mains like kind of back to back. It was amazing. I like how they got all those chains. So Gunbreaker, again, they didn't change too much with a lot of these classes, but Gunbreaker, if you look here, go ahead and check in. Ooh, so there we go. 3 cartridges. So, you know, once we get a certain trait, I don't know which level that will be, but level 90, at least when you're level 90, looks like cartridges, we're going to be going up to 3 because we're going to be spending more on our abilities and our continuations. Everything else looked pretty normal. It's a beautiful class though. Gunbreaker is just beautiful. Didn't really go into any defensive buffs or changes on Gunbreaker. So you're really going to be weaving in and out 2 defensive cooldowns. Still doesn't look like that's going to change. Looks like it's definitely going to be still a more attack oriented type of build. Okay, and we best him. Ooh, and there goes the 3-hit combo burst strike cartridge spender. We'll go ahead and just look at that a little slower for you guys who want to take a look. So if you see here, boom, burst strike 1. That's the second burst strike, boom, and then here we go. 2. So it looks like burst strike 1 and 2 with the continuation, because they did say it was going to be a continuation. Burst strike 1 and 2 is going to hit up only 1 cartridge, and then that final spender, this attack right here, is the final spender is going to take up 2 cartridges. So just go ahead and check. Oosh, look at that. And then right here, boom, 2 cartridges are gone, and then you are done with your final burst strike window continuation. Bard. Now I was a little upset with Bard. They said they were still messing around with Bard, so we don't know if they're going to change anything even more. But it just looked very similar. I used to main Bard in Heaven's Word or Storm. It was either Stormlord or Heaven's Word when I was a Bard main, and that was when there was a Bard caster though. So I was back in the day, Bard caster vibes. If you miss caster Bard, put it in the comment section. But yeah, so this was it looks good. It looks good. I mean, Bard in itself is very easy to understand with the songs, situational, knowing what songs to rush. That looked like a new attack. That looked beautiful with the that new action arrows. But I was looking to see something maybe just a teeny bit different, with it. Add something. And I know a lot of the things is Bard getting some of those party-wide buffs. let them get half of the effects. Like, I think that's the easy thing. But we're on Astro. Again, my boy K runs Astro, but I don't know some of these abilities, attacks. I know right here, I've seen that all the time. It looks like the Lady of the Crown, card system. This whole gauge is different, by the way, for them. I know they mentioned that. That attack looked amazing, by the way. This attack right here. So I don't know what they are doing. I don't know what Astro's even doing. Man, I can't even click right. That was so amazing. But if you look at these attacks. I mean, come on now. So my man's floating too. Look at this. This attack. These balls of like, I don't even know, balls of plasma. And then right here, this star shower field has to be a damaged AoE attack, right? I think they did mention when I was watching last night in the live letter that they're trying to give some of these healers some of the effects of like Holy. I know Holy for white mages, it does this huge ball. It looks amazing, beautiful, and it also stuns. And so this attack right here, it has super holy vibes. It kind of gives me that holy feel. It's not going to have the same effect. So they said that they didn't want to give everyone stuns, stun AoE attacks. But this ability is really going to, I feel like this ability is really going to have people gravitate towards Astro, because you're going to be able to use it at earlier points in the, in your levels when you're leveling it up. So being able to see those attacks early and whatever the effects it has, it's crazy. It's crazy. So again, just to reiterate about the healer, since this is the this is the first one we ran into. No, we ran into Scholar, but again, Astro, White Mage, primary healer. They're going to be healer roles. Scholar, Sage, wink, wink, is going to be barrier healers. And now they're going to get into some of those specifics and differences, of course, as we go forward. Samurais are samuraiing. Nothing crazy. Tisha, I'm gonna butcher the name. Tisha Abana. I forgot the name of it, but you'll see it here where the tiger's going to basically attack him. He's gonna have and those are AoEs there. And there goes the shield. Tiger attacks. And then he's able to, that's new. I know that's new because I've played Samurai before. And so that spender right there is definitely new. Okay, he's getting his gauge up. And Samurais, basically they stated that they're going to be still the melee side, DPS, pure melee, pure DPS, nothing more, nothing less, not giving anything to the group. And there goes the electric sword, plasma. And this looks super anime-ish. Oosh, oosh. Super anime, Rurouni Kenshin style, kind of those sword strikes. And and I want to be completely honest with you guys, it felt so weighty even when I see it. And that's so big for people like me who love Kingdom Hearts style games, action, RPGs. The weightiness of these abilities is what I feel like put Final Fantasy in a different tier when it comes to MMOs on the battle system alone, because of how weighty it feels. So it all depends on your type of style of play. But this is White Mage, your prototypical healer mage. Right now you see the lily on the right-hand side. It looks like it's going to be a plant you can put down, leech seeding, and basically being able to pulse heal the group. It's just going to make White Mage even better as a healer. And Ninja, so Ninja looked super amazing. Unfortunately, I might still level up a Ninja, but my boy is a Ninja main, so he's calling it. He's calling it. But Ninja looked amazing. You can see that you're going to get a couple more extensions of your Doton, Huton, and your other ones. Like, I can't think of all the names. Suton maybe, but again, you got the Kaji and Obushin clones, the after images, anime style. And this is super, like, if I'm a Naruto fanboy, so I'm loving that. That looks like an AoE. And then it looks like basically you turn into Sasuke. So basically, as you can see right there, basically you turn into Sasuke. Okay. So that's pretty sick. As you can see, you're getting your Chidoris and lightning blades. Get them going, get them ready. We're going to be having, I'm telling you what, once we get it leveled, we're going to be having all of the sound effects on stream, for these Chidoris. And Man, so I'm gonna do it in slow motion just to show y'all. And ooh, and that effect right there is just amazing. Now, you know, I have a super hard on for electricity attacks. So, you know, just because of that attack right there, we leveling a ninja to cap. So you already know what's going to happen. And here goes Black Mage. So Black Mage actually looked amazing. Again, Black Mage is your samurai kind of, you know, melee DPS. This is the range DPS, DPS main. Not really a lot of utility. Actually, I think zero utility, to be honest. And it's just there to do damage. It is literally there to do damage, and that's exactly what it looks like when I'm looking at these. Again, this is perfect rotations. They're in their ley lines. There we go. That is one of the new effects, is being able to switch between fire and ice. And having this new fire. Okay, so after this fire, I think there was a fire good 3. I'll show you all this in slow motion. And then right here, you're going to see him casting, slow cast, but that's okay. And then boom, you can see it's a fire eruption in the middle and ice circling around it. Amazing visuals. I've heard some people talk about how Final Fantasy don't look good and it don't look pretty. I don't know what anybody can say. I don't think anybody can say that looking at these job action trailers. Ooh, and then again, I didn't know, some people may not have caught this, but this looks like he went from a fire ice to now a fire thunder combination meal. I love it. I'm chewing it and I'm eating it. This looks amazing. I love the combination of fire and lightning, by the way. It's a definite one of my favorites as far as combos. And then ice, and then there's this ice ability. Again, these abilities look amazing. I believe that is already in the game. That might be a Blizzard 3. And then that's another lightning. I don't know if that, I think that's an AoE lightning attack. Again, I'm gonna tell y'all all lightning jobs we are gonna be leveling up. So we're gonna be getting into each one and my thoughts on them. And then there goes another Blizzard attack. That's a standard one. We've seen that one plenty of times. And then he was able to, with the switch. So he switched from, it looks like thunder to, he switched from thunder to Blizzard, and after he switched from thunder to Blizzard, he was able to rock that fire and ice combo, maybe like kind of a gap closer into this right here. Was definitely a flare or some sort, fire, and then you see lightning effects around it. And he was able to rock this 3 times, I think, in this trailer. I think I was able to see, 1, 2. Let's go ahead and normal size 2, and then 3, boom, and then normal, and then there goes that. Then ooh, that was the flare, boom, and that also had those have lightning effects in it. And then the foul, just 2 fouls, we already know, and those do crazy damage. I've seen the numbers. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna probably slow down just a teeny weeny bit on this one. This is the new healer Sage, and of course we're gonna slow down on the Reaper section as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this normal 0.75 speed. Let's go ahead and get to it. So Sage, so this is the new Sage class. This is the new healing class. It's a barrier healer. The gauge right here. Now, when they were explaining the Sage class, and I'll probably throw in some of the live action gameplay of it, it seems very technical. So he did speak about being one of the technical healers. So again, I think there's a split within the different barrier and healers. So White Mage is your prototypical healing, healer, and then your Astrologian is going to be your technical healer on that side of things. And then on the other side, Scholar is going to be your base barrier healer. And then Sage is going to be your technical barrier healer. He really meant to, he really wanted to mention, you see the technical portion of this class. So you are going to be doing very dancer-esque type abilities where you're going to pick somebody to kind of get healing from. So again, a lot of times you'll be picking the tank, and then as you do damage, that's going to afford healing to that particular person. So you'll be able to constantly heal them and apply barriers and things of that nature. So my thought process on this class, by the way, as it goes on, is that Sage is going to have very steady healing, very small, steady, regular heals throughout his damage output. And then he's going to really be working on adding those barriers for, tank buster situations that need it for the group. But he's really going to be having to switch partners on the fly. And of course, they're going to have some type of AoE heal or AoE barrier that they got to give. But there it goes right there. If you look right here on this ability, boom. And these abilities, by the way, look amazing. The laser effects look absolutely beautiful. Right here, looks like an AoE heal barrier type thing. And then, okay, we're doing that. Okay, there goes so that looked like even a combo action. Even look like a combo action. The first one healed, then he used that ability. And then that one adds a AoE barrier to everything in a circle. Yo, that looks like, man, there's a lot of, whoa. So this attack right here, oosh, is definitely AoE. It's definitely an AoE ability, but this attack right here was crazy to look at. It was absolutely beautiful. And then there goes another, it looks like a heavier barrier that he's putting on. And then here, charged up. So that was basically a supercharged laser. And that laser probably applies some type of healing to your partner that you have set. And then if you look here, Gundam style, very Gundam-esque. I want to make sure everyone is aware of that right here. Boom. So he has a gap closer, it looked like. So I don't know how specific this is to the class, how specific this is going to be, but Sage has a kind of a flying gap up close gap closer, very red mage-esque. So this is what I thought about immediately when I saw this. The Sage barrier healing will be very red mage, where you're going to have times where you need to go in for damage. You could go in, do, different damages, different damage abilities, maybe different, melee type of healing with whoever your partner is, if you're going to be close to the tank, of course. But this was very Gundam, goes up close, shoots lasers around him. And those lasers, yes, those lasers did look to affect the tank. If you look over here, let's go ahead and go back a little bit. Doom. And then you see those are AoEs. And then right there, looks like the tank got some healing. There goes another very, very beautiful attack. Close range though. So I wonder if there's going to be different phases to your healing where you might have to get up close and personal to do damage. But again, your damage does heal. All right. Monk was another one that really interested me because Reaper looks cool. But Monk looks amazing. And I love the speed because of my love for machinists. The speed of this class really makes me feel like I may like Monk because I do like going fast with my damage. If, if I think about it, Monk is kind of the melee DPS form of machinist. And then here you go with some windmill kicks and your chakra gauges. It looks like yin and yang is the new gauge on the bottom here. And so you expel, there goes that. That was one of the main attacks they were talking about, that Firebird. And again, the main thing is shoulder tackle is gone, but you get flash step, anime style flash step. You can't beat that, okay? And so you'll get that. And some of these abilities, just the look of it, just the look of the class, what's happening, the fluidity, the speed. And again, you can pick between yin and yang. Then you get chakras, and then you get those these Rock Lee type abilities. And that looked pretty. It didn't look like a lot, but definitely going to be doing a lot of the fire ability. And then Summoner. So this is the big changes. They completely remade Summoner. And we were thinking, I know a lot of people were thinking that that's exactly what was going to happen. But let's go ahead and check in on Summoner. Summoner, you're going to get your normal, everything here looks pretty normal. And then you got the little shield coming in. And then again, you get into this is your first phase damage. Demi Bahamut come out. and then Demi Bahana is going to do an ability attack. So, and the two, Demi Bahana and Phoenix, are going to stay out with you. Okay, so keep that in mind. They're going to kind of operate the same way they did before, where those are going to be your two phases. And then what they change primarily is what happens in between each of those phases. Because remember, 60-second to 120-second phase recast timers is what they're really going for. That 1 to 2 minute enjoyment out of each class. So as you see here, and then immediately, I don't even play Summoner all like that, but immediately I could tell, if you look here, right here, immediately you could tell that the actual Summoner himself is embodying a lot more abilities and attacks and doing them yourself that replicate whatever whoever your pet is or, summon is out. So there goes that. And then little carbuncle, but you see right there activated, and Garuda, I know we were going crazy. Garuda opens up and you got Garuda. So these summons, the middle summons, as you can see, we got a red gem, yellow gem, and a green gem. The summons initially, when you unleash them, they are going to do an attack. So I don't know. It looks like Garuda is going to be your main AoE, just the sounds of it. Garuda is going to be your AoE. So you call out Garuda. Garuda is going to do some wind AoE attacks, and it's going to immediately go away. So as you'll see here, Garuda did its attack. Now it's leaving. Carbuncle is back, but now you've basically consumed this green gem and you are basically a human Garuda. And as you can see here with the green circle, this is going to be an AoE damage over time, basically whoever's standing in it. So excuse me, for those mass pulls, you're going to want to use Garuda for basically anything dungeon-esque. And there you go. And then you see that the green gem has been done. That looked like the final expenditure there. And then he goes right into more standard attacks and right into a Titan. So Titan comes in, there's a huge eruption attack, goes away. All right, jumps out. And you can put the size of those summons as well. You can make them smaller or bigger. But then it looks like you're getting into single target damage. So this is going to be mainly what you're going to see probably for boss fights. There's a lot of Titan eggy damage because it definitely looks single target. Boom. Clapping them, hitting them with the terraformers. Okay. And that looks amazing. We earth bending. Wind bending, earth bender. Yeah, super Avatar vibes on all of these. Fire bending is what it definitely looks like, what they were going for. And then you switch over to fire. Now the fire, Ifrit definitely had cast time. So this is obviously probably going to end up being higher damage, but you're going to, boom, fire tackle, basically a higher damage, but there's going to be cast time. So you got to be careful when you summon Ifrit out and use their attacks, as you will not be able, you have to do a cast. And then Phoenix, of course, comes out, and we see in a later kind of a breakdown here, Phoenix does give health, a little bit of healing, just a teeny bit, but Phoenix, big Phoenix bomb, and there goes your Summoner. So Summoner basically is giving you the feeling of being a summoner finally. I know a lot of people wanted that, and it looks like you're going to have your two windows, your Demi Bahama and your Phoenix, 60 to 120 second cast times in between, and you're going to be able to choose between Garuda, Titan. It looks, again, this is just looks like Garuda is AoE, Titan is single target, and it looks like Ifrit is single target or AoE. Maybe it does AoE damage as well, but there's cast times. Okay, so you can do them, and it's going to give you big damage, but you're going to have some cast time. So again, for those dungeon pulls, you're going to probably go into a Garuda, into a Ifrit combo, and go from there. Now Reaper, this is Reaper. So Reaper is definitely different. They did state that Reaper is going to be a very high mix of samurai with, again, Dragoon, because Dragoon is, they're going to be sharing armors armor types. But they said that they were trying to, they gave, it does have a raid wide. So it does have a buff that it applies. So you'll see that in this, and we'll go ahead and point that out. But they really did want it to feel melee, very melee DPS. Now, the weird thing I saw, they took away Blood of the Dragon from Dragoon, and made it a trait. But this, the Reaper does this weird thing every time they start their combos. They do this weird like show off, like charge up, staff in the ground, charge, boom, ready to go. So I wonder if that's going to be something that you're going to have to do in the beginning of every one of your combos, or maybe just every one of your battles. I'm not too sure. And basically there goes one of their range attacks, and then hit them with the bottom of the staff. And as you can see here, it is a teleportation blob. So that is correct. They do have portals. If you play Apex Legends, very much Wraith portal-esque. So he's able to kind of go there, go forward, do his combos. Just to explain the gauges, the red one is the soul gauge. Okay. So the soul gauge is going to, basic abilities that you use your scythe on are going to raise a soul gauge in order to use the your Reaper, your Reaper pet, basically. It looks like they have a shield. That looked like a shield, by the way. Let's go ahead and pause, and let's go ahead and start it up. Right there, looks like a little bit of a shield. Looks very Darkest Night-esque. So it looks like they have similar, they're both pretty, it looks like they got similar things going on there. Boom. He was able to shield the attack. After he shielded the attack, it looks like the Reaper did come out for damage, but it did look like an expended soul gauge. So we did have some soul gauge there. So you either using that attack actually, it gives you a shield. So you got some defenses there, but it definitely expended soul gauge. It popped it. And as soon as the Reaper comes out and attacks, it goes into the shroud gauge right here. This little blue bar, kind of like a mystic teal, mystic teal. Put that on a crayon. Is gauge go up by 10 when he attacks. So that's going to be something you're going to pay attention to. And abilities, purple, that was right there. That ability, it looks like the party wide or raid wide. I don't know about raid wide, but definitely party wide AoE buff, whatever it may be. Let's go ahead and look at it again. Purple blobs come from the ground, and boom. I don't know what that, it might be attack buff, etc. Maybe speed. We'll see. And then boom. Okay. And you see the attacks. Oosh. Coming from, so what it looks like to me, what I'm showing so far is that when you buff or use that circle AoE purple, it's going to then take the energy from whatever attacks your teammates do, and it looks like it basically goes into you. So that's awesome, and I do apologize if you're hearing some noise from the outside. All right, and these soft attacks are beautiful. There you go. Now, his portal before did go away, so it looks like the time frame on that is about 10 seconds, is what I'm thinking, where that portal stays. But you are also able to back portal. So it looks like he was able to go from, it looks like you'll be able to choose your position. He's able to get away from an attack right there because of it. And that is another ranged attack. So they are going to have some ranged ability there. That looked AoE-esque, but they're going to have some range abilities. Goes back to his portal. Oosh. And then right now, with all the attacks he's done, I want to show you guys this real quick. With all the attacks he's done, he's at 30 gauge right now. I want to show you how much this one attack does, how much gauge this adds. So he throws it out, scythe in, comes back in. Boom. This attack right here adds 50 gauge. This attack right here, this attack looked amazing, by the way. And this is like, a pre-fusion, but that added 50 gauge. Boom, consumes 50 gauge, and you get 30 seconds. And this is where this secondary gauge kind of comes in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see you have 5, basically a chakra point system. But you have 5 nodes here, and then you do have it. The 50. It looks like it does take 50 gauge of your shroud gauge to go into your fusion mode. fusion mode. Now they did say that the actual depending on your character, your different fusions will look different. So depending on who you have, if you have a Lalafell, sorry. Wow, Falala, I'm hungry. Lalafell, it may not look as crazy as say this guy right here. This looks absolutely insane to look. Look at that. And you see right there, that attack took is expending your 5 ability charges that you have in this mode. And then so those 2 were used. Okay, that's another one. It's a whole nother attack. Boom, that adds another one. And as you can see, the charges are turning purple and then going away. So unsure of how that actually works, but we'll definitely be able to tell later on. That swipe looked amazing. And then the final expenditure right there looked absolutely crazy. And that's obviously the finisher when you're in that mode, but you do have 30 seconds. So it does look like you have a good little bit of time. If you get any issues you might have with that, it looks like 30 seconds is enough time to maybe get off all of your abilities. So that looked amazing. Reaper looked good. I don't know what I like better though. Reaper looks really good. Of course, we're going to be leveling Reaper up, but Monk also looked amazing and just a little bit faster than Reaper. So Reaper does look like it's a little bit of a slower, methodical, kind of a samurai-esque, not, kind of like a, melee caster a little bit, but it does have some speed to it. And they said it will be technical, so it will be a little bit hard to gravitate towards originally. But let's go ahead and get into Paladin. So Paladin looked amazing. Requiescat. MP is not it's not a problem anymore. It's not going to determine how much damage you do on your Requiescat phases. And so this is going to be amazing. And then Confiteor, Holy Spirit, AoE Holy. I forgot what the AoE Holy Spirit is. But yeah, there it goes. Boom. And then right here, you're going to have this the sword combo. Basically, the Requiescat phase sword combo is extended. And you see no gauge here. So you don't need the gauge. Boom. And then if you wanted swords, you got them. And then I thought that was it. So I thought that was going to be it, right? I was like, oh, okay, that's sick. That's sick. Boom. More swords. So that is your that's going to be your final Confiteor finisher. It's a whole Confiteor combo, and it's very, very Gunbreaker-esque. I just felt very Gunbreaker-esque with your main character being the Paladin. I thought they were going to give him something pretty ignorant as like a big send-off. But that is the in-depth trailer review. Went over a couple things too. Again, this is what this channel is about. I'm not going to go crazy with details, but I am going to go ahead and give you the information that you need or want. In the comment section below, please, I beg you, tell me how you feel about what you saw in the job action trailer. Are you excited? Did your class get love? Did your job get love? Did it not get love? How do you feel about Summoner's new changes? Reaper looking pretty sexy. Monk looking good as well. Tell me down below what you are thinking, and we can have a conversation. And again, you're going to be getting a lot of content over the next couple of days from me. So chill, relax, hit that subscribe button, and peace. I'll see y'all later in Eorzea.